Pretty exciting. I know guys were, wanted to get these couple last practices in before we left today, and it's a lot of new experience for them traveling on the road. So, kind of had to break things down yesterday, but I think all the guys are excited.
How many questions do you and Millie get, I guess, just on a daily basis? I mean, you just mentioned something I wouldn't even think of in terms of just knowing what to do for a road game.
Yeah, not too many. I mean, obviously we'll get our questions, but they're good at listening. So you tell them once, and whether it's on or off the floor, they're doing a pretty good job.
Do you find yourself being almost like a coach with these younger guys because you've been around so long and there aren't too many? You're about the only senior in the team.
I just try to help them out when I see them. Not to say that I don't make mistakes, because of course I do. But if I see something, on the sidelines or something that they do, I'll try to pull them aside, whether it's after practice, before the next practice, and just let them know, and just little things like that. But also, most important thing is to stay positive too. Compliment them when they do something good. That's just as important as correcting them.
Would this be good on-the-job training for you if you ever want to become a coach?
What's that?
Would this be good on-the-job training if you ever want to become a coach?
Yeah, definitely. Just being kind of in that leadership role, I think that's a good experience.
Would you like to coach someday?
I'm not sure, possibly, but I'd love being around the game, so maybe.
Is there a mental aspect that you kind of mentioned some of the young guys too? Say if like coach gets on them a lot in practice, or there's a heavy workload, and is that an aspect that you have to help them with as well?
Sometimes if we're not playing so well, or we're lacking energy, or coach is kind of getting after some guys, I'll try to just be that positive guy. Say it's all right, don't worry about it. Next play, keep your head up, things like that. I think that's really important to move on to the next play. And coach is going to get on you. Everyone makes mistakes, but you just got to move on.
Sometimes you guys don't play a road game until January. What's it like getting these guys ready to go on the road at this very beginning of the season?
Yeah. I mean, it is going to be a little bit different. We usually have a couple home games, to warm us up, or get in game action. But going right on the road, I think is going to be good for us. Have a good test against Navy. They're really good, older team, and of course, being in Annapolis and the Navy aspect, it's going to be a cool experience.
I didn't get to see too much of you Saturday because of the foul trouble, but how does your role sort of change when you're next to Shamil versus when you're playing with Kenna versus maybe even if you're with Terrell out there in the front court?
I think that's one of our advantages. We kind of are flexible as far as those bigs. I feel like if I'm with Shamil, I'm mostly going to be 5, and Kenna I can work in the 4 as well. And then if I'm with Terrell, I'll probably mostly be 4. So that gives us that flexibility. But each one of those guys have been good, especially Kenna knowing both roles, and Shamil, he's been doing really well. So I think that's going to be one of our strong suits.
You picked up the 3 fouls early, so you didn't get to play as many minutes as you probably will in the regular season. But what did you learn just from that exhibition, and I guess from sort of what this team's going to look like this year and what you're going to have to do?
Well, personally, I mean, obviously, it was frustrating picking up those few fouls. I probably could have avoided a couple of those situations, whether they're fouls or not. But, just knowing that I can't afford to make, those dumb mistakes early on in the game and put my teammates at a disadvantage like that. But I thought they did a great job responding, and we really got to see, some guy, instead of me being there, some other guys, and they showed some good stuff.
I mean, you're the guy with the most experience on this team by a lot, but it's not like you started 30 games last year either. What's it like for you? Kind of, it's different knowing you're going to start every game, you're going to play, probably 25 minutes most of the time.
Yeah, it is an adjustment. Last year I, was coming off the bench for the most part, but it's still the same thing. Coach always says it's not really about who starts, about who finishes. So, really, just when I get out there, get that rhythm early, so we can, be solid towards the end.
You mentioned you're looking forward to the Annapolis experience, but what do you know about Navy, just sort of as a team, personnel-wise, at this point?
First of all, they're a little bit older. They have some older guys that have experience. I'm not sure how many the returning guys they have. I think we're still going to do a little bit more scouting report on them, but they're aggressive. They like to get downhill on ball screens, set a lot of ball screens, and they rebound hard. So.
What about playing against Sean Anderson from Newcastle? Again, we had an article in the Post-Gazette, and he was talking about how he's looking forward to facing you again out of college.
I saw the article. I kind of realized that a little while ago, and he's a good kid, great player. I don't think I've probably seen him since I played him in high school, but it was always fun battling against him. So it's going to be cool to say what's up to him and compete against him.